Hey, my name's Tony Ray. This is Donatelli.
I'm Pappy.
And I'm Sunshine.
And this is Strange Tales.
Strange Tales? And you are listening to Strange Tales from Outer Space.
Let's start the show!
Yeah! Hey, my name's Tony Ray.
Welcome to Strange Tales from Outer Space!
I feel like we've done this intro before.
I still think that I screw up every single time. All right, cool.
That was right this time. Aha! Welcome to Strange Tales from Outer Space, episode 54.
We made it. I don't know what we made it to, but we made it.
To episode 54. That's a lot of episodes.
Exactly. We're over a voice. We're over a voice. We're over a year. I'm one beer in. Wow. I was hoping we would get through the first 2 minutes of this show without a mess up, and that one's on me. So
how do you even over a year versus over a voice?
We are a weekly Wildstar podcast that gives you the news and views of the planet Nexus, and we give you all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of the planet
Nexus.
Nexus.
You all that fun stuff.
I threw myself off. Wow.
Are you sure you only had one beer tonight, dude?
Okay, I will start off my week. So my week has been anger-inducing, anxiety-inducing, pins and needles-inducing. I haven't had a chance to play any games this week. I am on so much edge. I don't want to go into specifics, but I might not have a job by next show.
That's pretty much as specific as you could possibly
get. That's pretty specific.
Okay.
There's even audio land. Doc is now chugging a beer.
Well, on that note, Krug, how was your week?
My week was frustrating for a different reason. I got really, really sick. And it was a stomach problem. And so during the day, I would sleep because at night, my stomach hurt too much for me to sleep. So I would just like toss and turn all night and like watch videos online and just like revel in my own misery. And then during the day, I would get so exhausted that I would just pass out even though I was in excruciating pain. And then I'd wake up and do it again. And this happened from Thursday, and then Thursday night was fine, and then Friday morning was horrible, and then Saturday was horrible, and Sunday morning was horrible, and now I kind of feel good, but I can still feel it kind of festering inside me. Ew, that's gross, I know. Shut up, leave me alone. So, yeah, I've just been in a lot of pain, like a lot of pain. That's what I've been up to.
This has been a hell of a week, hasn't it?
Everybody enjoy that thing of the week? There's diarrhea involved.
Well, that's
not abundantly clear.
Indigo, how was your week?
Well, so I'm going to I'm going to go back a little bit because I've been gone. I was gone last week. I had to work. I got the really awesome opportunity of going to San Diego Comic-Con on Saturday, which was super awesome. And I was really excited about that because it was my first Comic-Con that I've ever been to. So that was,
really?
Yeah, I'd never been to one before that, so I was really, really super excited about that. And then Sunday, I ended up working, which sucked. And so I couldn't join you guys, but I did come and chat and talk a little bit. And then all this week, I actually have family in town. So my fiance's father is actually in from New York. So I've been spending a ton of time with him, going around doing touristy stuff and hanging around. Actually, we went to Comic-Con with him, which was really funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, we've actually had a really great time. And tonight is actually the night he leaves. So he and my fiance are actually in the other room. Doing
wondering
why
leaving is the word you're looking for.
But yeah, so I actually haven't had a tremendous amount of time to play. I think the only game that I've actually gotten to play this week is Hearthstone because it's on my phone. So that was my week. Oh yeah, as soon as Wildstar's on my phone, I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, there will be
a future that might be possible.
No, you stop that, Doc. Stop that right now.
Hey, he's the futurist, Indigo. I'm not gonna fight it in that case. If I can play a mobile on my phone, which I can now, it's not far off that I can play a MMO on my phone.
I think MMOs will be the final like
countdown.
Yeah.
Final frontier.
Oh no. Anyways, Doc, why don't you take us into the
We're going into the Strange Tales of the Week.
Oh God, I
had to do it again.
So hard. It's so hard.
You know what? It's raining right now and it's 100 degrees. It's the weirdest combination in the world. So I might be a little on the offside. Not a whole lot of
more
crazy
than
news
normal,
this week.
or
more than normal.
Okay, all right.
Not a whole bunch of news this week. A few things of note. So we're going to take our good sweet time and enjoy ourselves. So for those of you waiting for Drop 6, the free-to-play patch, whatever you want to call it, or PvP Season 2, PvP Season 2 is actually going to be happening after Drop 6.
Smart.
Yes, very. Because we're going to get a whole brand new stat system.
Yep.
Or a big change stat system. The last thing that any developer wants to do is to give you a brand new way to just fight people and kill people while you're still learning the ropes on the new system. So the idea is go enjoy Drop 6, go enjoy all the new people, recruit some new people, some fresh blood. Once you learn the new stats, go into PvP Season 2 and start killing each other.
Yeah, this is probably the best way they could deploy something like this. Like, if they did it now, they'd have Yeah, it is, Indigo. Why don't you let me finish and I'll explain, bro.
Let them explain.
Jeez. So if they did it now and then they had the free-to-play transition, it would just be like wedged in the middle of a season, which would suck ass. And if they, did it right during the free-to-play transition, nobody would understand what was going on yet. And so you'd have like this period of time where only theory crafters did well because they actually like understand the math behind everything and like understand the new meta. And then slowly like the other people would start to increase in skill and then it would plateau off. So kind of like giving the free-to-play transition and then some buffer room and then releasing the Season 2 or then starting Season 2, best idea. Hands down.
So I'm going to preface this by saying I also agree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you.
For devil's advocate.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that was a weird way to phrase that, but okay. Okay.
It's playing the other side on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not what it sounded like. It sounded like
devil's
I
advocate.
disagree with you except for the points you made. Like
No,
right.
I agree.
wrong.
I agree with you, and by saying that this is the perfect time to put it in there, a little post, you allow people to get used to the new stats. At the same time, is this going to happen the same way with every single PvP? So, PvP season. So when they drop PvP Season 3, it's going to have to be a couple weeks after a drop. And the reason for that is because we're going free to play. Those people with subscriptions are going to be able to have access to the PTR and be able to do the theory crafting and be able to see all of the new information and be able to see the new like data, I guess, that free to play players won't be able to see. So theoretically, if they put them in line with drops, which I assume that they will in the future, then all non-free-to-play people will have an advantage.
yeah, but that's stuff that gets shared. Like people post that crap on Reddit, and like if you were a non-subscriber and you don't have access to PTR, you can still access that information.
Would have that information pretty easily. Plus, I'm going to disagree there too. It's not going to be the same in Season 3 as it will be in Season 2 because Season 2 we're having a complete overhaul of our system.
Yeah. But I imagine
Season
we're
3
going to
would
have...
be simply.
I'm just gonna say we can only hope, Doc. We can only hope that we don't have their fucking stat.
A new year, a new system. Welcome to Wildstar.
Every month we'll be redoing the meta from scratch, just so that you could be fucked up every time you log into.
And
MOBAs tend to get away with that.
And not
Yeah,
only
they do. Smite does that.
not only that, we're also going to add a currency a week.
Oh god, this is per
If you
hit.
want to buy potions, you'll have to use the potions currency. If you want to buy weapons, you'll have to use the weapons currency. Oh, but if you want to buy PvP weapons, you'll have to use the PvP weapon
Don't
currency.
give anybody any ideas. Not just Carbine. Don't give anybody any ideas. There's a whole bunch of games coming out. They'll do it.
It's getting there. And I started playing. Oh fuck! What's the name of that game? Hold on, I can figure it out. It's called. Drumroll, please. Drumroll, please. What's the new MMO?
Skyforge?
Skyforge. Yes, I started playing a little bit of Skyforge just to kind of see what all
Yeah?
it's about. Yeah, I did. It was.
How was it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't like the whole not having a world to play in, like the whole instance-based game.
Welcome to Space Rome with more realism.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't a podcast about that, but
No.
quick opinion, I don't like the concept behind not having a world and just instance-based. Like Destiny style, I don't like that stuff.
Neverwinter's like that as well.
But the currencies there were kind of similar to the currencies in Wildstar. There seemed to be quite a bit of them. And like, just like looking up other MMOs, it seems like Wildstar doesn't have an egregiously high number of currencies. Mm-hmm. Comparatively, although I will say that if that's the status quo, they should probably all get together.
They need a jiggle currency based on just jiggle physics. I did Skyforge for an afternoon. And Fusspot in chat says,
yeah.
jiggle physics.
Every time
I couldn't. I have no.
character loads into the screen, the first thing to load in are her boobs, and then
Yeah, why? I don't understand that. And this is the guy who likes boobs.
attached to the body after the body loads in, and like the force of them attaching makes them go boyoyoink.
It's just like it makes no sense. I don't understand that.
So-
Honestly, I want like the male package to jiggle every time it loads
So
in first.
do they take the
Just to be
jiggle?
fair.
Do they take the jiggle physics from Smite and input it into this game?
Dude, they make Smite look tame.
Oh, way worse. It's
Oh
worse.
my god!
This is like Korean MMO style jiggle physics.
Yep. And
Oh,
it's not
man.
even like the size of the breasts that are.
It's like if a medic dropped a field in a field of Skyforge warrior women, this medic wubs, jiggle wubs. It's just too much.
Dumbest analogy I've ever fucking.
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
I'm tying it back to our original game.
Good try.
Because we're a Wildstar podcast,
try.
not a Skyward podcast.
We're neither of those things. We're a Jiggle Physics podcast. Next up on Jiggle Physics today.
Oh my god!
There you
yes,
go.
now
That's
I'm
the
thinking
name
my
of Doc's next
podcast.
podcast is Jiggle
Jiggle
Physics.
Jiggle Physics today. That's what it's called. Anyways, PvP season 2. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch people.
Are
that
you excited to just die consistently?
Oh
No,
god.
I'm excited to watch people that are better at PvP than me do well. And
I'd love to like cast a few of those. It'd be really fun to do.
yeah, you say that every episode, and you never
do.
ever ask to do it from anybody who can actually help you with that. So I mean,
Oh,
good luck with
thank
that, buddy. What's next? Keep going.
So this I put up in the Strange Tales of the Week because everyone's experienced this in some degree. If you've been playing the game and all of a sudden you get these weird lag spikes that come out of nowhere, or you jump right into the game and all of a sudden you're sitting there going, why am I at like 400 freaking ping or whatever? I apologize, Olivar on the official forums says, okay, I'm quoting, as many people are aware, you can encounter high latency issues in the game for no apparent reason. They're discouraged from using the latex latency fix, but it doesn't always work depending on the configuration of his system. So he actually goes into a step-by-step on how to change your registry to help you out with your latency issues.
So,
now, I'm going to put a disclaimer
hold
for
on.
it right now.
Wait, I called dibs on the disclaimer for this
Okay.
one. QTimes does not endorse editing your registry for any reason whatsoever.
You can choose to do this at your own risk, and we're putting this on here because it is relevant news, because latency in this game can get ludicrously high, and in a game with telegraph action, it's very important to have your latency as low as possible.
But seriously though, don't edit your registry. Just
No,
don't.
well,
If
and
you know what you're doing, even then we caution against it.
I like the very first post after that is, or you could just download this.
Well, no, because he's saying this doesn't work for some people.
No, because
Yeah,
this
In the
is
OP,
this
doesn't
is
he say that?
Yeah,
No.
the very next comment is you can use latex latency fix, but it doesn't always work for all systems.
Yeah.
He says often people are encouraged to use Leatrix latency fix, and this link that the second post was Leatrix latency fix. So this is the thing he's saying doesn't work for some people. I'm assuming he's one of the people it didn't work for. So he's basically saying this is how you manually do the fix that is posted in the second post.
Now Olivar does back this up by saying he does it himself. He knows what he's doing.
Indigo, I'm just going to point
He
this
says the
out.
character.
I'm going to point this out. The OP took the third post and said, "Thank you for not reading the post."
Indigo, thank you for not paying attention.
Indigo, thank you for not reading the
I
post.
never pay attention. It requires reading.
But he does mention that with this fix, if you are brave enough to do it, and I say brave because if you make a mistake, you can royally screw yourself to a certain degree. He says the character screen a little faster, the city latency reduces down from like 200 to 50, and this guy joined up Lightspire with 20 people and he never got above 60.
So I'm also going to make a second disclaimer. Your results may vary, like hard.
Exactly. Your mileage may vary.
Yeah, probably will vary. Actually, I'd probably say that.
Well,
Oh, yeah, it will.
And not only that, like I don't know if there's any sort of any sort of context to this, but a lot of people are suggesting that the random spikes of latency in major cities is due to the color changing add-on.
That was fixed recently.
Was
and
it?
That they did.
I
They
haven't
did say
been
that.
in. I haven't been in for like a week, so.
So last week we noticed that they said they made a change where you can only change costumes every 15 seconds. Because what basically would happen is you either intentionally or unintentionally, for lack of a better phrase, DDoSing people.
Yep.
Because you're moving your costume so fast that you're sending out this signal to other computers that can't handle it. People were abusing that in PvP and whatnot. But it's also the concentration of people in a certain area, the amount of stuff going on the screen in a certain area, all the information going from from the main, for lack of a better phrase, hub of the game to you will create a higher latency, and also your location.
Okay.
The central servers, right, for NCSoft are like in Austin,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. So that'll create. It's not localized to the West Coast, so we're not really used to that. But even then,
Right, it's
if
just your physical distance from the
it's-
server plays a part in the performance of the game because it's an online game. That's common knowledge.
not as common as you think. We had to talk about that.
Okay, fair enough.
You're a liar. Liar, pants on fire.
Well,
but if you feel like this is an issue, a big enough issue for you guys, we do suggest if you can do it properly, and we're saying, if you do it at your own risk, you can alter your registry to help you out with that.
yeah,
And-
don't do it though.
But no,
I brought it up
seriously,
because this is an issue that needs to be addressed somehow, somewhere. Like, why for a game that has this much reaction timing and movement and combat action, you need it's like playing Counter-Strike CS:GO or League of Legends or Smite. You need to have a low latency.
Yeah, I mean it's understandable. That's true, but I know far too many people that have tried to fix something in this way that didn't.
And just screwed them over royally.
There's so many variables, and you have to just know like really legitimately, intimately what you're doing in order for something like this to guaranteed not break.
To all of ours credit, he does give you a step by step of how he did it.
Right, and
We still say if you want to do it, it's at your own risk.
yeah. All right. Well, okay. That's we can stop.
And Clover says, "Do not use registry cleaners either, please."
Please. Please. Yeah.
So one last big news that happened this week. You know how recently the NA servers got a really fun subjectively, developer event. Really, we all got into Ilium and Thade. We ended up going into Algarok, into Theradune, and we had these roused hours that were turning people into roused hours. And wow, it's loud outside, raining. Anyway, EU was like, hey, where's our thing? We want to have a fun little thing too because we love the game as well. And Sunshine, everybody else, like, yeah, no, we were talking about EU. We wanted to make sure that the NA one went off first. Sure enough, this past week there was a post on the official Wildstar website on the 14th saying, hey guys, we're going to be on Jabbit on the 15th of July from 7 to 8 p.m. UTC. And we're going to be doing, probably, I'm very envious of this, we're going to be doing Walatiki Temple for like an hour with developers. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I can't find a whole lot of pictures, which I was a little upset about because I can't find them. But I believe Sunshine was there. God, who else was there? I cannot remember.
By the way, it's not an EU developer, which was confusing.
No, well, Analinth was the EU community manager, but he's now on Blade and Soul.
Okay.
And so there was a few NA and EU people from the development team that were going into it, and it was all practice grounds. From what I had seen on Twitter, people were tweeting about it that were on EU that I followed. They didn't have any pictures, but they were saying, it's actually pretty cool. It was relaxed. I didn't hear about too many issues with it. It was basically for about an hour, and they kind of got to just chat back and forth and kill each other. So I strongly would endorse something like that here on the NA servers in like the next few months or the next like 6 months or so. I think it'd be fun.
So I know we haven't moved into the community news section, but I'm going to bring this up now anyways because it's related to this. The guys over at the guys over at Wildcast are having DD on this week. Whenever their next recording is, I'm not entirely sure.
Their scheduled posting is like whenever I feel like it. I believe it's
So whenever they feel like
we can
releasing
get
that
on there.
episode, they're having Dee on, and they posted on Twitter a basically asking the community for questions they wanted to ask her, and I was the first person in the thread, and I was like, "What gave you the idea to do the EU only PvP event, and when is NA getting one?" And then I also said, "Can I have Warplot gear?"
You had to be that guy.
Yeah, I did have to be that guy. And then I also asked if I could have Warplot gear because they were giving themselves Warplot gear for this event, which rude, like totally rude.
That's because devs aren't that good. Let's be honest.
That's probably true. You're right.
What? Why are you?
Is it professional?
What?
Would that be good?
What professional? What?
Never mind.
But yeah, I would totally be down to do something like this, if only to see who the best dev is.
Well, we saw time travelers like healing.
Time travel.
Time travel.
Time travel.
So
That
we
was
saw
nitpicky.
time travel.
Continue, Indigo.
We saw his PvP stats that he posted a couple weeks ago of his
he
being
wrecked.
the top of damage and top heals.
But he could have just had a garbage team.
True, but still.
That's true. Yeah.
Or he's just that good. I mean, if you're developing a game for several years, you'd think if you play enough to test it, you'd be fairly adequate at it.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Yeah. Or you get burnt out to the point where you don't give an F. Because it was just way after he was supposed to be at work, and he was just like chilling in our podcast, playing PvP while listening to our show. So maybe he might like the game.
I suggest he still keeps doing. So
I have a feeling he likes the game.
just like all of you guys listening right now, just keep listening to us and tell your friends.
And play Wildstar while you listen. Get 2 monitors, have us up on one, have Wildstar up on the other, and just like immerse yourself.
All right, so this is what Doc's saying, and I'm with Doc on this. Krug can go F himself. You should host our channel. You should retweet our tweets. You should
Basically, whore us out.
live
Okay.
stream our podcast. I don't know what else.
Live stream our podcast. That's a weird recommendation.
No, that's actually a bad one because then whatever. Anyways, Doc,
Yeah, Sunday.
continue.
We're gonna go from here on to the strange tales from the community. Now, speaking of PvP and keeping that running theme, I got in contact with the people at what was the name of the guild? I totally forgot. I do
You're the
apologize,
worst.
guys.
Just
Pulp
okay.
Fiction.
We're all
Pulp
just gonna
Fiction.
wait here.
Pulp Fiction. This event's being hosted by Pulp Fiction, and Samuel Jackson, of course, on the official forums, put up the Slaughterdome Smash, which is going to be a 3v3 single elimination random seed tournament on August 29th and 30th. 24 slots are open. It's first come, first serve, and you have to apply by July 31st. Now, I'm assuming I don't know what the assumption is for such a long way of the cutoff date and then the event itself. I really hope people can remember that they're going to be part of a tournament. But there's an incentive if you wish to be part of this tournament, and it's a hell of an incentive. So, for the top 3, third prize, they're going to get 25 plat, and they're going to get 3 copies of 30-day game time codes, one for each participant. You can have up to 3 to 5 players in your team, by the way. So you can split that how you want.
Oh, so
Second
you're
place-
basically rotating your team out because it's
You can have the sub too.
So I guarantee you the reason why they're not worried about it is if you have like 5 people, you're
Exactly.
Like, yeah. All right.
You got a few backups just in case one can't make it. Second place is going to get 50 plat and 3 Roused Hour plushies.
Okay.
Boom.
Right? I mean, 30 days of game time, 3 Roused Power plushies. What can top that? Well, how about first place? 100 plat and 3 box copies of the game, which means every person that gets a box copy will get one of the 3 items, either a Snarflinx, the Marauder costume, or the Kitty hoverboard. So if you guys, what's it called? If you guys really want to test your mettle in the 3v3 tournament, check out the Slaughterdome Smash. Apply if you want. I strongly suggest you do because it'd be fun if you can do it. And best of luck to you guys. So the next part is we're going into the Nexus Best Dressed list. That happened this past Saturday. That was the 18th. And we don't have a whole lot of pictures. I believe Doom Kitty has some on her Twitter. I do apologize for not having pictures on me at the moment.
I'm gonna show people.
Oh, Indigo pulls through! Woo! So these may not be one-to-one correlation of the winner and the results, but we do have the list of winners. Now, best color scheme went to Lucy Lou, who comments from our DOS Moose, who was there, was just orange. Just orange. Everywhere orange. Best color scheme on the orange. I could be wrong, though, so I apologize, Lucy Lou. Best RP fashion went to Tekkunin Nevershade, who actually did an alternating costume of Exonite, Strain, and then a full Corrupted Strain costume. So he probably had the costume add-on that allowed him to transition it. So that's really, really cool. Actually, literally seeing the corruption of a person continue. So that's really sweet. Best cosplay went to Vincent Strange as Captain America, which I feel a little proud of because we actually talked about his costume piece for about 30 minutes or an hour a few days ago. And he's like, I want to do this and I want to do this. And I was online and I started doing all these cool RP cosplay things myself, which was the one time that we got to actually play the game. So that's really fun. So congratulations to Best Cosplay. And Best in Show actually went to a duo who also won Best Pair. Luvara Heartsong and Celestiera Dragonsbane. Why do you people have such hard to pronounce names? Why?
Dude, mine's easy. Krug. Croog. Krug.
Well, they
Doc,
won.
Indigo is an actual just word. If you can't pronounce Indigo's name, then wow.
Indigo's a color. It's not hard. And it fit into the theme. Rainbow. But they actually won the two categories in a row with the same group. They win as Xena and as Gabrielle from Xena Warrior Princess. And apparently they even acted out a scene from the show. That's actually pretty cool. How long ago was Xena?
I don't even want to think about it because I don't want to think about how old I am.
So about
Now I just want to know. I
16
mean,
years.
I'm going to continue. No, seriously? 1995 to 1999.
20 years ago.
Oh my god! What?
Wow.
Really?
The
Oh,
beginning of Xena was 20 years ago, Indigo.
Kevin
That makes you
Sorbo
feel-
had a career at one point in time. Anyway, let's continue. The lightning round showed up again, and they had 3 categories: Space Stripper, because yes,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
Space Pirate, and Lop Lover, and that went to Blue Angel. If you don't know him, that's the streamer Blue, Old Man Blue.
Old Man
He
Blue?
won Space Stripper. Corbin
would,
Dark
too.
Tower.
I'm sure he's very familiar with what strippers look
Have
like.
you seen
No!
the Space Stripper costume? It's pretty legit.
I'm just kidding. I respect that man.
Please don't hurt me.
Space Pirate
Please don't.
winner was Corbin Dark Tower, and Dax Grissom won the Lop Lover. And the audience winner, who actually was a bartender for the event, Celine Moonflower. So I'm, once again, sad that I don't get to make the Nexus Best Dress list, but it's really cool to see the RP and the community side that likes to dress up, show up, and do really cool stuff. So we have a few more things to talk about for the Kills in the community this week, and one is an add-on. And that actually is going to be also a performance-based add-on. I have not had time to test it out this week. This was on my docket, and unfortunately, because of my week, I do apologize. I will give you guys a need-read pass on that next week. At least myself. I don't know if you guys want to as well. It's called Speedy QT. It's a performance fix for objective.
Hold on. Speedy Q times?
I'm not mad.
That's
That's
laughing. Come on, guys.
no. I'm legit impressed. I can't even laugh. That was one. I actually got the mod name, and 2, that was good.
I'm surprised I didn't get yelled at just now. I'm gonna take that.
No,
Run
I'm
with
good. Don't ruin it. Just smile and
disclaimer.
accept it.
Disclaimer: this add-on is not created by anyone from Q Times.
No.
We're not
So-
coders.
I just
Zepdan.
put the disclaimer up. So
Oh, good.
So Zebdan actually, I believe he posted. I don't know if he created it. It is a add-on that basically just kind of messes with your objective and quest trackers. It's pretty simple because apparently it takes up so many resources. So many resources. I don't understand why. I mean, it's constantly updating. I get it, but it doesn't make any sense. I will give you guys a need-read pass on it from my point of view next week. I just wanted to make you guys all aware of it. Give it a shot if you're having performance issues. It should be really helpful. All these add-ons are meant to be helpful, so I don't know why it wouldn't be. The Anniversary Roused Hour has now been made real. Not from Carbine, but from iDestinia's girlfriend, actually enough. That's really cool, by the way. She took one of the Roused Hours that they got and reworked it and turned it into a living, breathing Anniversary Roused Hour. I kind of want one.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
You know-
That's pretty fucking cool.
If they had a cash shop, the Anniversary Roused Hour is on there.
Why is it your goal to get stuff in the cash shop? Why is that your goal?
No, like an actual shop, with like physical things.
I think we got you when you said actual shop.
and soundtracks and Roused Hour.
I like how a soundtrack isn't a physical thing. Like you said, with physical things like soundtracks.
Well, I think he
You know,
means like a
outside
CD or
OC
something.
Vinyls.
Nobody buys CDs anymore, dude.
Whoa, bro, you don't gotta yell at me.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm just calling you stupid, dude. Calm down.
But anyway,
Oh, all
we
right.
have-
Well, if that's the case.
iDestinia's girlfriend made this. It's super cool. They dyed the fur pink. It looks like they have fabric for the ribbons and all the party favors, and even have a little lollipop that's stitched on there. It's super cool. I want one. I would buy one in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It's super fun looking.
If only, like, there's like a finite number of the actual roused hours, though, so I don't think she's gonna fucking start selling that one.
No. If you could, that'd make so much money.
Yeah, I was about to say it'd go up for a hefty price.
Yup. Although I will say that Dee Dee posted onto that Twitter post and said, "Don't I want," which, you know, maybe she can make that happen.
I think we all want one. I think we're all synonymous in that agreement. It's pretty freaking sweet.
Can I just tell you
What that means it's time for more beer.
Can I tell you how Destina, his girlfriend, we've talked about twice now on the show?
Yes.
About-
Apparently, she's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
and-
yeah.
and-
One of them was an awesome cosplay, and this one's awesome sewing. Like,
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
that's what we're here for. We're here to celebrate awesome.
Gotcha. But what I'm saying is, get her on the show.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea.
And Idestina. But I mean, both.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's actually a good idea. Why do you only have these ideas when we're
You
on the
just give me
podcast?
shit for saying stuff like I say, and then you're like, we should totally get them on the show right now.
No. Hold on. He said we should do XYZ. You say let's do XYZ, and then that's it.
But the difference,
difference
is
between those two
mine
things.
is like we should get someone on the show. Like I want to get time travel on the show. Yours is like we're gonna host a tournament. Like,
Shut up.
do you see the difference?
That's not beer, Doc.
I accept my defeat.
You're gonna get double teamed until you.
Whoa!
Intellectually double teamed. Intellectually
Whoa.
double teamed. Calm down,
He was
guys.
streaking when he said.
And we threw the podcast off track by killing Doc with liquids.
Wow, phrasing. Do we still do phrasing here?
No, we don't.
Why haven't we brought
on.
phrasing back? Sorry.
Let's move on to the next bit. Quantum is back again. He's on a pretty consistent schedule, putting out really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Once again, it's a continuation of how to be a good guild leader. It's how to be a good raid leader.
Is failing on purpose.
So it's more long, just his experience, and he actually has like little videos from the NXT wipe, which is pretty fun. But it's basically using common sense and understanding your team and that kind of fun stuff. So I'd give it a watch if you're interested in doing raid stuff for the first time in this game, and how to react if you're not the raid leader to a raid leader, and see their mentality. Maybe you'll learn something. Just saying. Just don't be a dick. Rule number 1 on STOS: don't be a dick.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean,
we're kind of dicks to each other.
yeah, that's,
Yes, but not to other people. We get each other, but we treat other people with respect. At least we try to, I should say.
I love this guy's videos so much. Like,
He's good.
full Krug endorsement. I don't. That doesn't really mean anything to anybody, but stamp.
I'll make a little graphic, STOS approved, and they can just burn it. They don't need to have it in the video. It's just something that
And his voice is so like.
it's actually made for radio, unlike us that are just kind of whiny.
It makes
What
my
are you
heart
talking
warm.
about? My voice is definitely ready for radio.
Well, as we should move on to the next part, the Dominion Scavenger Hunt, sponsored by Mistakes Were Made. Actually, that's pretty good. Anyway, Cleo Eslin. Once again, why are your names so hard to pronounce? Even so,
Eslin's not
I have
that hard. It's 5 letters. Eslin.
Anyway,
Surprised you got Cleo right, to be honest.
Cleo Eslin and Mistakes Were Made are going to be sponsoring an event on Entity on July 24th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. They're going to be doing a small community event. It's a scavenger hunt. Starts in the Spaceport Alpha. Starts at 8:30. It's going to be, well, you're going to be hunting for stuff. Basically, here are the rules. It's going to be hosted by the guild. They're going to be limiting the amount of teams and outside groups and guilds to 5 people. 5 teams. I should apologize. Maximum of 3 players per team, and they're responsible for getting their own groups together. All the people have to be next to this clue when it's given to them. Any resources used to find hunted players, so you can be looking for players as well as things, other than simply deciphering the clues are not allowed and will result in disqualification. Sharing locations with other teams will result in disqualification, and you cannot summon, use teleports, or portals. 3rd place will get 6 plat, 2nd place gets 9 plat, and 1st place gets 15 plat. So think about it, guys. In the next few months, we're going to be having a price raise on all of our items. If you join the scavenger hunt, join the Slaughterdome Slam, you guys will have a ton of plat that you can use on cool things. If you're interested, you have to contact Cleo Eslin or Duke the, not the Duke, Duke the, with a whisper. And
The Duke was taken.
The Duke was, yeah, how would not be taken? It's an awesome name. Especially if you're an Avatar fan, it's an awesome name. Give them an in-game mail and a whisper saying you want to jump in with the list of people in your party. So we'll see you guys next week on that one. Hopefully we get some cool little video footage from that. Just wanted to make that aware of the community.
Also, I would like to point out that if you're interested in taking a look at their guild, you can go to their guild website, which is fucking amazing. Their guild website is mistakesweremade.fail. That is their guild website. That is the URL for their website. Isn't that the fucking coolest URL ever?
Well, the reason
fail?
why people are having all these kinds of different dot whatevers now is because people are saying that the .com is being used up. There's only there's only so many. So everyone's starting to branch out. So .fail is a fantastic last name.
Yup. Especially if your domain is mistakes were made.
Thematically, it's hard. You don't forget that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for the community news from this week. We do apologize if we missed any news or community from the week. It's been kind of a crazy week. We will catch up on anything we might have missed, like me doing a need greet pass on Speed QT. So thanks for that, guys. So we basically have a rainy day list, and if you're kind of listening intently to my microphone, you might hear the occasional raindrop. You don't hear anything?
We try to ignore you.
Okay. Well, when you do bother to listen to me, there is some pretty cool stuff. So it's raining right now. We have a rainy day list of topics we kind of want to go through. We have a few of them, and I'll give you the tagline names. Money doesn't buy happiness. To alt or not to alt. Content creation or gimme, gimme, gimme. Which one do you guys want to go through?
Not the last one.
Can I ask you why?
Because it's I don't know, salty, and I don't want to be salty.
Okay, fair enough. Gimme, gimme, gimme. We can save for another day.
All right. Hold on. I closed my notes. No, I didn't. I just minimized them.
I was gonna say you're a scrub. Why would you do that? When
I
you're in the
didn't
show?
close my notes. I minimized them. Chill, broham. It's not like I don't do 15 other things while the show happens.
Well,
I'm
normally
down-
we don't even get this far down the list because
That's
there's
true.
been so much news.
Yeah, seriously.
We rarely see this part.
Rarely.
We just copy paste it into every show.
We do because of days like this.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of already talk about money doesn't buy happiness, which is the overlooking the currency currently in the game and how to streamline it. I mean, we can touch on that a little bit, but I know we talk a ton about it. That it's
Yeah,
just
we don't. I don't think we
astronomical.
need to do that. Let's talk about number 3.
Okay,
number
content creation.
Yeah.
And this kind of has been going around a little bit, and people have been asking more on the subreddit, which is kind of cool. People are saying, oh, should we have more video creation? Should we have more guide creation? Should we have more podcast creation?
Moose says, why doesn't the audience choose? Because it would be boring waiting for them. Sorry, I wanted to answer
very
this
rude.
quick.
That was rude.
All right, ready?
We're
You
already
guys
started-
choose. You guys choose. Shh, don't say anything until they
Didn't we
choose.
already just agree?
No. They're gonna choose. Just shh.
So what are we gonna do for 15 seconds while we wait?
No,
This is-
you got
this
to
is
wait
live.
longer than
This is
15 seconds.
amazing, guys.
You have to wait longer than 15 because then they have to make the decision. There's more than one person in the audience, so then they've got to.
Are you trying to prove a point?
Yeah.
You just broke rule number 1.
Trying to prove a point.
Anyway, content
going.
creation. Should people feel discouraged? People keep saying, "Should I do this? Is there possible? I mean, do we need this? Is the little guy mentality healthy? And is it possible to have oversaturation of a specific thing?" Now, I'm going to use a real life thing. We keep telling Das Moose to put out more stuff because he's got a great sense of humor. People really respect him and they enjoy his opinions. And he's like, I don't know if I should because there are other bigger streamers out there. And we keep telling him when he brings it up, like, dude, it'd be really fun to do because you're a really nice guy and whatnot. And I believe Jazzy just came back this week with Weekly Nexus, I believe is the name of the title. I almost wanted to say this week.
Yeah, because you're not on it or anything.
I am actually on the very first episode, and she was like, "Hey, let's just take it easy."
Why
and do
didn't we
something
mention
crazy."
that during our community stuff?
Because
Jazz.
because yes, it is Jazzy, but it's also me. I don't want to hype myself up. I want to.
So it was still a community thing. You're telling me that if STOS made something, we wouldn't.
Addendum. Weekly Nexus is up. Jazzy's back doing content creation for Wildstar and ties into content creation. People in the subreddit are asking, should we do this kind of video for this kind of thing and that kind of thing? And the idea is do we want more?
Yes.
Personally and as a group?
Yes.
I mean,
Well, I don't think it's about more or less. Like, I can consume an infinite amount of content.
Not true.
I mean, abundantly not true, but I can hyperbolically consume an infinite amount of content. I have the desire. Let's put it this way: I have the desire to consume an infinite amount of content, but
better
it's just
question. Is it possible to oversaturate content creation on a specific topic?
no. I don't think so.
No.
I mean, there's saturation for like specifically news for Wildstar because it's all the same all the time. So you have like a source for news on Wildstar, and then that's about it.
So
But,
depending on the topic, there could potentially be oversaturation.
Like,
so
think about when Halo was a big thing and you had, like, every single content creator was making machinima about Halo. Or, better current example, Minecraft. Everybody makes Minecraft content. Like, every single person makes Minecraft content. And, like, 80% of the people that make Minecraft content have a viewership. As long as they're like, they do like a little bit of work. Like you don't have to put in like hours and hours. You put a little bit of work into some Minecraft content and somebody's going to watch it.
So there's a comment in the chat, and it's from It's TJ. He says, yes, there's too much negative when it comes to Googling Wildstar. People who love the game need to drown the negativity out. And he says, whenever I stream, I do everything in my power to shed a positive light on Wildstar because I love it. So if you are listening to Strange Tales from Outer Space, check out It's TJ whenever he's streaming. Give it a low. Give it a glow. As for, I mean, I'm now just thinking about it. So news, I think honestly with news, there could potentially be oversaturation. But that also leads into the personalities.
Yeah, and
but
that takes
my
it into a different realm. Like, that's not just news, that's entertainment. And I don't think there's an oversaturation of entertainment.
I mean, because theoretically, the three of us, the three of us combined into a news Wildstar show. Okay, now if Krug made one by himself, and you made one by yourself, Doc, and I made one by myself, even though we're using the same show notes, we would each talk about different things in a different
way.
Exactly. So theoretically, it's all about personality.
Yeah. And I honestly think people that say, you know, should I do it? I think I can agree for all three of us here is my answer is yes! Do it! Just do it! As quoting the muse of our time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're stepping on toes, because people think you're stepping on toes, that's their problem.
That's bullcrap.
Wildstar Core does news. We do news. Wildcast does news. ReadyCheck did news.
Yeah, and we collaborate with Wildcast on a regular basis. Not on a regular basis, but frequently. More frequently than we collaborate with other people.
Exactly. We talk about Wildstar Core.
And I personally talk with Cav
Yeah.
on Twitter. We message back and forth, and I always ask him, hey, is there anything you want us to talk about? Is there, what's going on? And they've posted to our website on their website. So, I mean, it's not about competition, because the thing is that competition no, absolutely not, because the thing is that competition, or people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, if competition doesn't exist, then you stagnate. You don't improve yourself, you don't make yourself better, then the audience is getting bored and dull with yourself, and then when some sort of competition comes up, they skyrocket past you. So having competition benefits the individual content creator as well as benefits the audience that's community watching it. Exactly.
Yes.
So the smart content creators will realize that this is not a threat to them. This is a boon, because and I made the mention on Jazzy's show, where if I do well, Cav and Wildstar Core are going to, or when we do well, Cav and Wildstar Core are going to be like, yeah, we want to do what they're doing. We want to add this spin on it. We want to do something better. And then Wildcast sees both of us and goes, we want to do this better. And then we see all of them and go, we want to do this, want to do this better. And then it's a friendly competition, and it only becomes an issue when people start to get personal about it. And it's honestly, if you're doing it for a personal reason outside of your own personal enjoyment, you might be missing the point. Because you're supposed to be spreading news and views and whatnot to the people that are interested in it.
Like you said, news and views, like the intro to the show. And the other thing is, like, it's not just about the competition making everybody, like, forcing everybody to do better. It's also about, like, kind of working together to build a community. So yeah, like us and Wildstar Core, us and Wildcast release similar content sometimes. And sometimes we don't. Sometimes we release content that's completely separate from one another.
But all of our views are different, too.
But, and that's probably not true, but if Wildstar Core and Wildcast and us all kind of build interest in this thing that we're doing content on, so Wildstar, we all get more viewership. So it's kind of like we all benefit each other. Even if we all hated each other, we'd all still benefit each other. But we don't all hate each other. It's just a nice, and also friendly community of content creators.
It also helps to spread the news.
At least I don't hate anyone.
Through the grapevine, I ended up hearing about Cal Scattergood. I ended up hearing about God, what is his name? He's a pretty good really good Esper streamer that does raid content. So another question tied in content creation is, do you feel personally that there is a bit of our content creation group that is missing? I mean, there's enough people that cover news. I mean, Core does it, we do it, Wildstar Core does it. There are people that do casts, I apologize. There are people that do general leveling streams to show people what the story's like, or just how they approach the content, like Old Man Blue and a Gamer Darkly, or Dark Gamer. Is there anything you feel is missing
It's TJ also does that stuff.
It's TJ. I do polish that, and actually we even have stuff that you don't even think about. Tech and Daggers will occasionally do content stuff, not just like their own personal, but we'll do Wildstar related stuff. Fusspot does artwork has a lot of Wildstar artwork, and she streams it, and I'm going to be doing that as well, hopefully, maybe even more, depending. But do you feel like we're missing a bit of the content creation pie?
That's an interesting question.
Is there a part that you'd like to see more of?
I agree with it's TJ. Not enough machinima.
Yeah. What's his? There's basically like 2 content creators that I've seen that do.
Man versus Wildstar and Quantum.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to see more of those.
Those are the 2 that I know of at least, and I think that's great content. I don't know if Wildstar is necessarily the greatest medium with which to do that kind of content.
I'm going to totally disagree with you because of one major feature the game has: housing.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was just thinking more of like the graphics and what you're able to do with your character.
That's all. That's
even the housing way outweighs all that kind of stuff.
Think about it. Think about it. If you treat your plot with more of a movie studio set feel, and you have a team of people or like one person by someone who has the skill with it, and even think about neighborhoods.
Oh, that's going to be great. Yeah, the costuming system and the housing system probably lend a whole lot to doing machinima with Wildstar. So I don't know what I was thinking. I'm completely wrong. I retract everything I say. I'm just going to leave for the podcast since it's so bad.
I will give you this, though. Machinima is very time-intensive compared to everything else that's currently out. People that do make guides, I mean, Enigma did their written guides on what their top raiders are doing.
So good.
But if making machinima, if you've ever seen the way that Red vs. Blue's done all their Halo stuff, you need to get a pretty decent and fast-moving production time. You have to have a pretty big crew that's dedicated to doing it.
Yeah.
Well, and the advantage that Red versus Blue has is that there aren't lips.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
That's very true.
All the characters have helmets.
But good editing and good angles can take some of that out of there.
Well, I'm saying that makes it easier because you don't have to worry about expressions. Like all the expressiveness comes from the voice. So you don't have to do anything with like emotes or anything like that. Like you're looking at this, so all you're hearing is my voice, and that's where my emotion's coming from. Whereas in Wildstar, since you can see the face, you have to like emote certain ways so that the face will change, or that your body language at least will change to kind of represent what the voice is portraying. I just got really, I don't know.
No, that's true.
I guess.
I think that's kind of what we're getting into is that people are kind of they're like testing the waters instead of just going. And I keep seeing the question on Reddit more often is, do we have this kind of content? And like instead of people asking, it'd be cool if I did it, just do it. Do it and start getting it out there. It's the reason why we even exist. I asked one question on Reddit, I got like 4 replies, and then a week later I run into Indigo, and then 2 months later he's like, hey, we should get this guy I know, Krug, into it. And here we are a year later. We know each other pretty well. We've hung out a few times in real life. We've had some fun together. You just have to go in there and jump and dive in.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I was talking about Krug, not you.
Oh.
I mean, this is the thing is that I don't think it's fair to say what kind of content do we need. I think the correct question is what kind of content can you create? You know what I mean? So the thing is that we may be used to machinima, we may be used to news, but there could be another form of content that we haven't either seen in Wildstar or haven't even thought about. You know what I mean?
Oh, I would love more fan lore.
Fan lore. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people that are drawing, which I love the Wildstar art. Fuzzbot, has been on the show and does
her regular art and her special art are both phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's like I want to see content creation that other people aren't necessarily showing. So, maybe they take screenshots from the game and input it into comic book squares, and that's how they make a comic book out of game shots. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that. Dude, did I just
a Wildstar drinking game?
Boom, Wildstar STOS drinking game. I mean, I want to see. It doesn't matter to me what kind of content we need. I think the kind of content we need is the kind of content that you can create.
Oh my god, you huge dork nugget! So I agree with that completely. Like the only kind of good content
we want until we see it.
Yeah,
the only kind of good content is the content that you want to make. Like content that you don't want to make, like. Unless you're like a stunningly great professional, I don't think that people, like the average person, can just make content and have it be good unless they like it. Like as a designer of something, like I used to do lighting design a lot. So as a designer, it was difficult for me when I was in school to design something that I wasn't interested in, like a show that I was just like, oh, this show's so boring or something. But when I got into a concert, oh man, I'd tear it up.
Yeah.
And then as I got better and better at designing for things that I just didn't enjoy. Like, okay, I need to treat this like this is my job because it is, and I need to make this good regardless of how I feel about it. I need to figure out what the expectations are for these things and so on and so forth. I think that's hard coming into content creation brand new. So it's really great to just start out with something that you like. And I think it's unfortunate that so many people get discouraged by the slow start of content creation. Like the first time we ever streamed, for example, we had 0 viewers. Like
That's
it's
fine.
literally me and Doc and Indigo in this Twitch. Maybe Moose
It's
was
your
there.
expectations.
Like it was all people from Q Times in the
Yeah.
stream. And now we have 21 people. We've gotten as high as 100 people before, and I know that is nothing compared to some streamers out there, but it's really exciting for us.
Yeah,
And that's
honestly,
what keeps us going.
Yeah, the 20 people in this chat and like the whoever listens to it, and people who's listening to it right now, you guys are the reason, on top of my own enjoyment, that why I do this every week. The why
That
I
too.
take time.
But I will say that when we had 0 people in this thing, I still had to blast doing it because it
Yeah.
was with you two. Like that's why I keep doing it. If nobody watched this, I'd still. This isn't supposed to be sappy, guys. This is just supposed to be a point that I'm proving.
Well, we've mentioned it. Like you do it when you love it, and you do it till you
Yeah.
cannot stop loving it.
if,
And
if nobody watched this, I'd still want to.
I will
meet
say
with
that
you
there
guys
are.
and talk about it every week.
I will say that there are physical hurdles to it, and that being the items you need to do content creation.
That's
Fuzzpot
true.
mentions comics.
This
I've
shit
been
is
wanting to do. This shit can be really expensive if you want quality stuff. We've all spent a lot of personal money with no return on no expected return on investment, at least in the initial run.
Well, and then we started a website, and Indigo and
we
I
started a
dumped a
website.
shit ton of money into that.
Yeah. So the idea is to eventually make money back on it because let's be real, you're in it because you want to make some kind of money or some kind of return somewhere. I want to make a career out of this. You two want to make money out of it, make a career out of it. That's why we do it on top of what we love. Fuzzpop mentioned she wanted to see comics. I would love to do more comics personally on this game and little side stories. I mentioned like something called Pit Stops I had in my mind, but I don't have the gear anymore. And it's one thing to take a picture of a sketchbook and put it on. It's not quality enough. So there's a weird little balance. You have to see how much you can do it for free and how much you can do it for the least amount possible. Because some things are more expensive to do than others, like video editing software and a proper fucking scanner that fucking works. You piece of shit fucking scanner and other things like that.
Slow your roll, bro.
So I think no, go create. Don't worry about what we need. Worry about what makes you happy and what gives you a voice. Because
And don't get discouraged when it's a slow start. Just enjoy the process of creating it. I would even recommend don't look at your like numbers for the first couple of months. Like I remember Indigo and I were like super into the Google Analytics thing. when
Still
we-
are.
Well, I mean,
And
still are. We were
I
super
kept
into
telling
it.
you guys, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We're super into it still, but when we very first started, it didn't tell us anything because it was just 0 across the board. Like, how many times did you look at the thing today? Oh, this many times. Oh, well, that's how many views we have. Oh, well, great, cool, awesome.
And
it,
at certain point, somebody
wasn't for a
comment,
couple
like, I
months.
wish
It was
more.
maybe the first like 3 weeks or something,
Yeah.
2 to 3 weeks. So just don't. I mean, look at it, but look at it if you can take it with a grain of salt and kind of be like, all right. That means I have to work harder. Or I need to work harder. Just have everything be something that convinces you need to work harder. Either okay, the thing I did last week didn't lead to an increase in viewership. That means I need to work harder. Or the
What
thing
can
I did
what can
last week led to an increase in viewership. That means I need to work harder because it led to an increase in viewership. Just no matter what, keep working harder.
And put it anywhere you can. We talk about STOS on Twitter. We talk about it through Stitcher. We talk about it through Podcaster. We talk about it through iTunes. We talk about it on the Reddit. And the Reddit,
Nope.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, I believe you all fucking hate me. And yet I'm still on there every week being nice everyone I can be, being constructive, and I still put it out there.
Like you can put as much of your heart and soul into a piece of content that you want, and people are gonna hate you for it. And I remember at the very beginning when we had our first problem. You guys remember that? I don't want to go into details about it. When we had our first problem with
We could have taken it one of two ways.
Yeah.
We could really disparaging about it, or the route we did take was, there's an issue, how do we solve it? And how do we make the show better for it? And I believe we did it.
And like it got to me super hard. I don't think I've
Is
talked-
it weird that I don't remember what this is and then I'm completely like trying to figure out? Because I
The two
mean,
people that were fighting, we were in the middle of it. So we
Yeah.
had this issue where there were two people that were fighting. We were in the middle of it.
Let's leave it at that.
That's the context. So
We had to figure out our boundaries.
we kind of took a position of neutrality in that situation, and one of the parties got super mad at us and just berated us with negativity. And I was
And one of them was more understanding.
yeah, one of them didn't give a fuck. I was really kind of affected by that. Like, I was like, we should stop. Like, this is obviously something that we're not good enough at, because
So
something like this happened.
let's finish this afterwards. We're getting close to the end here. We can finish it up. If you would like to hear these stories like this on the audio portion,
Look at Krug's face.
I just blew out Krug.
I was almost done. Fine, whatever you want.
You were, but we're getting close on an hour, and this feels more like a post-show story. I agree with some of the comments in chat. If you're listening to the audio portion, you want to hear the end of a story like that in the future, you should come every Sunday to twitch.tv/QTimes and check us out live. We do a post show with all sorts of interaction with the community. We may even stream something occasionally and talk. So as for STOS episode 54, I am Doc, and I have with me Indigo.
See, he said Indigo this week because I was actually on, versus last week when he said Indigo and I wasn't on.
Hey,
Bye, guys.
And Krug.
I'm Krug. Bye, I'm Krug. You're welcome for not wearing a robe like I was planning on.
You should. Oh my god. You
Tune in next week live to see if he wears a robe or not. And it finally makes his fucking bed.
It's made is. Shut up.
Bye, guys.
Buddy.
Hello everybody, thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Also, please check out the annotations below for more videos. Bye.